Okay, so after seeing Mike's childhood drawings of James Bond's cartoons, I'm going to change the mood a little bit by reading an open letter that I wrote to James Bond. Dear James Bond, I want to talk to you about sex. You've been a household name in Britain and America for over 50 years now, ever since your first run-in with Dr. No. I remember being a kid and feeling something unusual stir in me as I watched Ursula Andress emerge from the surf in that beige bikini, singing something about mangoes while she sexily blew off the sand from her conch shells. But by the time she appeared on screen in Dr. No, she was the third course. You'd already seduced and abandoned 2 women earlier in the film. Little did we know, James, this film, Dr. No, would be the start of a beautiful love affair. Me with you, and you with every woman in the world you could get your bloody hands on. James, you've slept with many women, including 5 in Moonraker. 5! I mean, it's amazing you even had time to look up at the bloody moon. Never mind the claim of a kidnapped space shuttle. The film is 2 hours long. 5 women in 2 hours. Sorry, darling, I don't have time for foreplay, whatever that is. In 23 films, you slept with 55 women. And I have to say, I don't once remember seeing a condom, which is pretty amazing when you consider some of the names of these women that you're about to notch on your bedpost. Anyone help me here? What was the name of Goldfinger's personal pilot? Pussy Galore! Pussy Galore! It sounds like the name of the veteran prostitute that works every night above the old-timey saloon. You best get ready, Miss Pussy. It's payday and there's a line out the door that's going back to Old Man Johnson's pharmacy. I'm sorry, but if I'm sticking little James in a woman named Pussy Galore, I'm not going commando. I'm going whatever the opposite of that is. I'm triple wrapping my boy as if I know I'm about to have sex with a test tube speedball of gonorrhea and syphilis. Tell me what you know about Operation Grand Slam. Well, there was this line of men going back to Old Man Johnson's pharmacy. Some of your other bed partners had just as punny, sexist and borderline racist names like Plenty O'Toole, Fatima Bush, Strawberry Fields, she was a redhead. Let's not forget Michael's favorite Bond girl crush, Lois Chiles.
You remember?
Holly Goodhead. And mine, Dr. Molly Warmflash. Finally, there was Octopussy, who I can only assume also had the numerical credentials to handle the line of men going back to Old Man Johnson's pharmacy. I've been there when you were first introduced to some of your future conquests, and there's a general uncomfortable shifting in the theatre seats. Xenia Onatop, Honey Rider, and of course, who could forget the inquisitively named Dr. Christmas Jones? For the guest post in the classic The World Is Not Enough. Wait, that's weird. Christmas Jones, there's no double entendre there at all. It's actually kind of festive, although rather dismissive of other faiths. I mean, where was the African-American babe named Professor Kwanzaa Jackson? Or the sexy shy physicist, Dr. Hanneke Silverman? As usual, it's all about Christmas. So why name her Christmas? All was revealed in the final scene of the film. After assisting her in achieving multiple orgasms, 007 quipped, "And I thought Christmas only came once a year." No, Mr. Bond, James Bond, you did not go there. But you did. The writers named the character Christmas for that one joke at the end of the film. Well, okay, that's not your fault, James. You didn't name her Christmas. You're just there to besmirch her figgy pudding. As you violate airspace and hotel mattress springs across the continent, you seem to neglect the use of condoms and parachutes alike, tainting the honor and reputations of women from Angola to Zambia. Although geographically, there are 2 countries that are neighbors and nearly inches apart, but alphabetically, don't get me started. You pull down dress zippers and ask questions later. You seduce your latest conquest, the petite Asian masseuse who has just betrayed her evil boss. She whispers into your ear, "James, have you been with many other women?" If this were real life, You'd pretend to cough up a fur ball the size of a pot sticker to give yourself more time to diplomatically answer her question, so that Ho Fu King, or Miss Love You Long Time, or whatever the sophomoric writers decided to name the character, doesn't launch herself from out of the bed sheets toward the kitchen sink to furiously scrub out the inside of her vagina with a Brillo pad. Bond, you're a cad, a bounder, and a scallywag, and women fall all over you. For all your flaws, you are the ultimate British alpha male, a man that men wish they could be more like, and a man that women want to be with. And why not? You're sexy, handsome, charming, and virile. Well, with the exception of the last Roger Moore incarnation of Youth to Kill. Watching 58-year-old Roger Moore's orange, silly putty-like jowls squished against the eerily androgynous Grace Jones was one of the most uncomfortably mismatched love scenes in mainstream cinema. So now you're portrayed by Daniel Craig, arguably the best dressed and undressed incarnation of you ever. Pickier about mating choices, brutish yet sensitive. And with the addition of these traits in the arsenal, the sentence complete male package turns the pun game around 180 degrees. And so James Bond, savior of the British Empire, crusher of evil supervillains, defiler of international women, the Bay Area Brit salutes you and says, carry on.